Hello everyone, welcome to the Financial Information Channel. My name is Marvin. In this video I'm going to give you the stock market news and I'm going to do a recap on what happened today. This is going to be a voiceover video. Now let's begin with the video. So the stock market news: in the Dow closed at a record highs. The Dow went up 0.45%, the S&P 500 0.03% and the Nasdaq 0.16%. The biggest gainer in the S&P 500 was Boeing with 9.9%. The biggest decliner in the S&P was AT&T Technologies, 14.6%. In the Nasdaq, the biggest winner was Biogen with 4.5%, and the biggest decliner was AT&T Technologies, 14.6%. The Dow biggest winner was Boeing with 9.9%, and the biggest decliner in the Dow is Nike with 1.7%. So let's go to the earnings. The AAA, they beat the EPS by 5 cents and the revenue by 50 millions. And AAA suffered one of the worst days. They actually lost about 5%. They actually had decent earnings, but the guidance was really weak. The next company was the one that I talked about, AMD. They beat the EPS by 0.02 cents and the revenue by 60 millions. The year-to-year growth is 18.4%. By the way, I have a video about AMD. I'm going to put it on the screen. The next screen is about Amgen. They beat the EPS by 0.16 cents and the revenue by 130 millions. The year-to-year growth is 1.9%. The next company is AT&T. They beat the EPS by 0.05 cents and the revenue they were in line, and the year-to-year growth is negative 1.8%. AT&T had a decent quarter and they were able to add around 127. Those are post-paid subscribers. The next company is Biogen. They beat the EPS by 0.63 cents and the revenue by 270 millions. The year-to-year growth is 6.6%. And the next company is Caterpillar. They beat the EPS by 23 cents and they beat the revenue by 400 millions. The year-to-year growth is 9.6%, and they actually had one of the best earnings again. Caterpillar revenue was up 10% higher year-to-year, which was one of the keys. Caterpillar was one of the stocks that moved the most on Tuesday. The next company is Chegg. They beat the EPS by 0.02 cents and the revenue by 2.99 millions. The year-to-year growth is 6.2%. This company has gone up quite a bit in 2017. The next company is Chipotle Mexican Grill. They beat the EPS by 14 cents. However, they missed the revenue by 20 millions. The year-to-year growth is 17.2%. And Chipotle actually had a good quarter. However, I would not invest into this company. The comparable sales increased to 8.1% in the second quarter. The next company is Domino's Pizza. They beat the EPS by 0.09 cents and the revenue by 14.22 millions. The year-to-year growth is 14.8%. And Dominos actually had a good quarter. The comparable sales was up 11.2% in the United States. However, outside the United States, it was only 2.6%. So that was one of the worries about Domino's Pizza, and the company actually went down on Tuesday. The next company is DuPoint. They beat the EPS by 0.09 cents and the revenue by 130 millions. The year-to-year growth is 5.1%. The next company is General Motors, and they beat the EPS by 20 cents and the revenue they missed by 3.17 billions, and the year-to-year growth is negative 1.1%. And in the screen you see that basically they had a 1% decline in revenues and the margins improve a little bit over 1%. However, I will not invest into any auto stocks. The next company is JetBlue. This is one of the stocks that I mentioned was going to have one of the best earnings for the airlines. They beat the EPS by 0.07 cents and the revenue by 20 millions. The year-to-year growth is 12.2%. And one of the things is that the guidance was actually really good. The capacity is gonna be over from 5.5% to 6.5%. And the next company is McDonald's. They actually had a great earnings as well. They beat the EPS by 11 cents and the revenue by 90 millions. And the revenue is negative 3.4% year to year. So McDonald's crushed the numbers. Actually, the revenue fell, but that's basically because of those refranchising stores. However, when you see the profits, they were really good. The net income was about 1.39 billions. It's a 28 increase. The next company is Texas Instrument. They beat the EPS by 0.07 cents and the revenue by 120 millions. The year-to-year growth is 12.8%. So they actually had good guidance, so that's one of the reasons why the company moved a bit on Tuesday. And the last company to report on Tuesday was United Technologies. They beat the EPS by 0.07 cents and the revenue by 40 millions. The year-to-year growth is 2.8%. So they actually had a good quarter, but the guidance was really weak. That's why the stock actually moved down. And on Wednesday we had Boeing. They beat the EPS by 25 cents. However, they missed the revenue by 280 millions and the year-to-year growth is negative 8.2%. And Boeing, the reason why it almost went up almost 10%, they had a great EPS. However, the guidance was actually really good. They increased the outlook for the EPS from $9.80 to $10 versus $9.20 compared to $9.40. And the next company is Coca-Cola. They beat the EPS by 1 cent and the revenue by 50 millions. The year-to-year growth is negative 15.9%. So Coca-Cola actually had a 3% gain that is organic. That's the reason why the stock actually moved up. And the next company is Facebook. They beat the EPS by 19 cents and the revenue by 120 millions. The year-to-year growth is 44.7%. And one of the things that they mentioned is the daily active user were in line with the expectations. However, it was up 17% over last year, and the monthly active users were around 17% over year to year. That's actually a really good increase. And the mobile advertising made up around 87% of the ad revenue. And like I mentioned in the weekly video, Facebook beat the EPS on the last 15 quarters and the revenue 14 out of the last 15, which is really impressive. The next company is Gilead Science. They beat the EPS by 41 cents and the revenue by 790 millions. The year-to-year growth is negative 8.2%. And the next company is Lam Research. They beat the EPS by 0.08 cents and revenue by 30 millions. However, look at the year-to-year growth is 51.6%. And the next company is about the auto industry. O'Reilly, they beat the EPS by 18 cents and the revenue they were in line, which is 5% year-to-year. The next company is PayPal. They beat the EPS by 3 cents and the year-to-year growth is 18.5%. One of the things that I was really impressed about PayPal, they actually had announced a lot of the partnerships, including Apple Pay. And they were saying that the partners were one of the reasons why they had a really good quarter. And the next company is Vertex Pharmaceutical. They beat the EPS by 0.04 cents and the revenue by 56.65 millions. The year-to-year growth is 26.1%. And this company continues going up because it went up another 3 or 4% after the earnings. And the next company is Whole Food Market. They beat the EPS by 0.03 cents. They were in line with the revenue. And the year-to-year growth is 0.5%. So the revenue for Whole Foods increased 0.6%. However, the comparable sales fell 1.9%. The comparable sales is one of the keys for any store. So actually, it was actually a bad quarter for them. However, keep in mind this company is going to be acquired by Amazon. Well, that is going to be everything for the video. Please leave in the comment sections below what was your favorite stock mentioned in this video. And you can subscribe to the financial information channel. I'm going to continue bringing videos about the stock market, personal finance, and how to make money online. Have an excellent day and take care, my friends.